Oh, man. Well, let's see here. What do I, do now? Should I ask what it is, I wonder? I'll teleport here and I'll swim with the waterfall and see what I can do. In some other news, other things going on here. This past weekend, while we were out at the lake cabin there, we took my dad's old Mercury truck out for a bit of a drive. The Mercury truck came into our family around the end of 2021, from my grandpa who had fully restored it, who wanted to pass it on during a time that he, could actually pass it on rather than it just being like, willed later or something like that. Actually let it get some enjoyment and stuff like that and share it with the family and all that stuff while he could. So came into our family here, our household here, around the end of 2021. Brought out to our lake cabin as like a little summer vehicle there. And, well, turns out there was a bunch of issues with it that cropped up. And it kind of spent all of last year under repair, one thing after another, essentially. So we kind of didn't really get to do much of anything with it last year. But this year, it seems like it's finally working good. It seems like we're starting to learn the tricks with it, and a lot of the stuff has been repaired, and it seems to be going good. So when my little cousin was out at the lake with us, we decided to take it on the highway a little bit. It was able to do just under 50 miles per hour, like around 45-ish, something like that. However, that translates to kilometers. No idea. Since, that was before Canada switched to kilometers, so the odometer is in miles rather than kilometers. So it was going not half bad. And when we got in 2021, I think it was doing slightly over 50. So around what it was doing before-ish anyway. And we took it out on the highway to go to a little rural gas station that, was just like a small little convenience place that had an ice cream parlor and only one pump at the gas station. And we went and we grabbed ice cream in this 1949 truck. Then, went and enjoyed some ice cream kind of in front of the lake there, and then went on the highway back home again. It was really cool. Working pretty shite. It's pretty snug in there with 3 people, considering it's just like a long bench. But it works. I imagine that 3 would probably be a lot easier with my truck. My truck is a 3 on the tree. That 1949 is a 3 on the floor. So the middle person, the gear shift kind of has to be between their legs, and it's a little bit awkward. But we made it work, and it was a nice trip, and that was super fun. So that was a fun little thing of this weekend. And earlier today, there's a small town near that, near our lake cabin. I was trying to look into the Canada Day parade stuff there, because they usually have a Canada Day parade, and I wanted to see if we could, enter the truck in that. Didn't find any information on that. But I found out that a little bit over a month from now, there's a truck show going on. Not like an antique car show or a general car show. A show just specifically for trucks. That's it. So prerequisites for registering in that show is just it has to be a truck, essentially. So earlier today, we registered it in that, and it'll be the first time that my, immediate family here, this household, will have taken that truck to a show. That truck has gone to so many shows throughout, like, the last couple decades, essentially. Many of which I've gone to along with my grandparents, but this will be, like, the first time that we have ever brought it to a show before, and that'll be kind of fun, So I'm looking forward to that. And apparently, since it's a little bit over a month away, I must be one of the, like, really early people to register, considering when I registered, our vehicle number was 2. So, guess I probably registered kind of early. Stone slate is broken. How grateful I'll be if a missing piece of slate were to surface somewhere. Something's like in the gunk here. Something. Or to surface somewhere, huh? But yeah, let's see here. Speaking of car problems, got a new air intake ordered for your Fiat. Found out that wasn't a cheaper to go back to OEM previous owner, but a cheapo aftermarket intake on it. Then to go with fancy aftermarket, so ordered cold air intake with a red powder coated aluminum hosing. Carbon fiber airbox with a performance filter when you have to oil every 5,000 miles or so, and a red powder coat engine cover with the Abarth Scorpion carved on it. That picture when we get it installed, it'll be snazzy. Probably be snazzy, but it also sounds like it's probably decent. Oh, is it right there? Are you kidding me? I went all the way up to the sky. I went all the way up there and inspected the entire thing looking for it when it was right here. Well, now I know at least. When it comes to picking up parts, I bought a new fuel sending unit. Like, that sends information to the fuel gauge, not like it sends fuel to the engine. But that's just what it's called. The thing that measures the fuel level and grounds the cable accordingly so that the actual gauge moves. I ordered one of those earlier today. It was $99 USD. So translate to Canadian, it was more like 130. And then there was plus shipping costs. I paid just short of $200 earlier today on a tiny little thingamabob that I can show what is just a tiny little plastic float on a metal arm, just because of how difficult it is to find stuff here. Let's see here. If I just look it up, 53 Opar Pro. See if I can find the thingamabob. Yeah, this is it. This is what I bought earlier today. If it loads up. Yeah. This So, this was not exactly kind to my wallet. So 99 USD translate over, and then not exactly cheap shipping costs. I paid just short of $200 earlier today. On this little thing. Just, you know, this metal line leading to this plastic float to measure fuel level, so that the cable that you attach here can be grounded to a certain extent to tell you the gauge what the fuel level is. You know, just because of how darn near impossible it is to find these things nowadays, you know. So, yeah, not, my wallet's not exactly super happy about that one, let's just say, you know. And, as of that, I've now put in a grand total of about $4 grand into that truck. Man, it adds up. My goodness. But yeah, let's see here. Cheaper aftermarket intake on it was rubbing against a bolt, and that bolt put a hole in the side of the intake. How is it causing it to lose pressure? The turbo car really slow. That was not good. I mean, Ord specifically mentioned that doesn't have the problems of cheaper intakes such as rubbing, so specifically doesn't do that. I mean, the OEM era intake was $450, and that didn't come with replacement hoses. You would need to fix your issue, so it'd be more than that. Aftermarket cold air seb you bought was $600, both $450 and $600 at USD. So yeah, it wasn't cheap. Yeah, that hurts. Was this the stone slate? I can hardly believe my eyes. Link, I must thank you. Beautiful. Oh, incredible. I can finally read it. Yes, I very well can. To think, I came here, saw this open spot. I was like, it's gotta be up there. Went and did the entire Zora armor quest. That wasn't even how to get up there. Cheesed my way up there some other way. It wasn't even up there. And it was right next to him this whole time. Stand upon the land of the skyfish, and behold its lofty view. Among the floating rocks you see, a droplet waits for you. I've already figured this out. Through this droplet, shoot an arrow with the mark of the king. Do this task, and you shall receive a most wondrous thing. A $15 gift card to Applebee's. See the watery bridge's resting spots with your own 2 eyes. That which connects the Zora to the people of the skies. This is an extraordinary discovery. This important text actually tells us how to journey into the sky. Oh. No, in truth, that mystery is just leads us straight into another. One difficulty has been overcome, yet another has appeared in its wake. As it mentions the mark of the king, perhaps it would be prudent to consult King Dorifan. Where is he anyway? Assume that he will be returning from his investigation of the sludge shortly. I did the broken slate. Oh, man. Blues to the sky. Yeah. So that one's the one that's currently marked. Why is it marked as here? Do I talk with you again? Looks like behind you almost. Stand upon the land of the skyfish and behold his lofty view among the floating rocklets. A droplet waits for you. Through this droplet shoot an arrow with the mark of the king. King Dorifan? What? I need to talk with him? What? Where the heck? It's still marking here for some reason. Be returning shortly. But like over here or something? Where did that thing land? I have no idea. So is he just gonna be in here? Does that trigger him to appear or something, maybe? Is that what it does? I'll check it out and see, at least. Certainly have a look-see. Man, if I ever went back to playing Breath of the Wild, I couldn't imagine playing without this ability anymore. Honestly. What a game changer. Is he here? Does that trigger him? Did he get triggered? And he went to Twitter to complain about it? Ah, yes. That'll help. Well, what the heck? Hello? Still here, can I ask you? Hi. What's up? Good evening, Sir Link. Can I help you with something? Where's King Dorphan? Here the king has left the domain to investigate the sledge. His reasoning was that we do not have enough Zord to get the job done without him. He's so like his son. Everyone's looking forward to his return. Such a beloved and dependable king. Children have even gathered in the throne room and are pretending to be dear King Dorphan. How sweet. But where, though? Investigate the sludge. That could mean anywhere. My, oh my. Oh, jeez. Yeah, not as great of a previous owner then, I guess. Yeah, I, fully intend on taking very good care of my truck and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, here's hoping. That was kind of the way that was with the Mercury. With all the issues cropping up with that. Because it's possible that when my grandpa fully restored that truck, he might have just done it wrong. Like, apparently, the brake pads, there's supposed to be like a short one and a long one on each side. So 2 short ones, 2 long ones, 1 per side. But both the short ones were on one side and both the long ones were on one side, which meant that when you hit the brakes, it would try to pull you into the ditch. And whenever you would bring that up to my grandpa, stuff like that, he would be like, "What are you talking about? What did you do to it? It was working perfectly fine when I had it." Whenever we were doing things to the truck, we just kind of stopped telling him about it because he would just insist that it was perfect when he had it, when really he might have just done it wrong and gotten used to it the way that it was. And that was just the way that it had been. So, you know. So there was that. So when I was chatting earlier about that Mercury truck and how we couldn't use it for, you know, the past year because it was under repairs. Yeah, that was probably because of like sorting out like the last several things of a previous owner, being my grandpa there. But never tell him that. Yeah, he wouldn't be happy to hear that. I don't know, man. I'll look over here, but if I don't see him, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Aaron didn't take any fix both the driver and passenger side window rails and have a slightly bent rim that needs done. That's all good. Does need some touch-up paint. To touch up the key mark somebody left in your car once too. Oh. I have a whole bunch of like, you know, marks all over the place from the previous owner painting mine by hand and leaving like paint drippies in places. There's dents in all sorts of places. I'm gonna need to get some sort of body repair kit and work out dents and stuff. Get out here. I'm confused. I have to talk to the king. 5 nights at Freddy's. I don't know where he is. I'm Googling it. Screw it. Tears of the Kingdom. Where to find King Dorphan. I love how I'm Googling this, but not, you know, where that stupid slate was. Sneaking eavesdropping has discovered that the king is somewhere between Ploymus Mountain and Zor Domain. Eavesdropping on someone. Ploymus Mountain. Which one is Ploymus Mountain? What? Somewhere between Ploymus Mountain and Zor's Domain? Is he in there? It also shows coordinates on this thing, Rabob, but, you know, I wish I could see the coordinates as I hovered over and stuff. It just shows me my current coordinates, I'm fairly certain. Ugh, man. This way. But yeah. Oh, jeez. Good old states, huh? Yeah, that's not nice. Alright, well, I don't know why they couldn't just put the shrine in the same place as the old one. Unless they wanted to be different. What they wanted to be. The king is out back somewhere. Splash fruit. Splash fruit. What now? Oh, the splash fruit near the domain has already been picked, but there must be somewhere no one has yet ventured. Well, the south side domain has been crumbling due to the upheaval. So Sergio must have checked their King Dorfan? I know about King Dorfan. I believe he left to investigate the sludge, but I've seen no sign from him in this area of the domain. If you're looking for him, seek elsewhere. Oh, so you're supposed to ask around and stuff. Well, I guess I'll check back here. Between Ploymus Mountain and Zora's domain, huh? So, like, up those waterfalls? I'm facing right now? It's not the gunky ones. But up there or something? It's not in the gunk? But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Some, hi. Yeah, how's the investigation going? Where's King Dorfan? I have to investigate the sludge. I assume he'll be returning to the throne room shortly. It must become a play area for the children. It's Prince Sidon's brilliant idea to give them somewhere safe to play. Even in these trying times, he's so thoughtful. Their parents were quite relieved. This will help keep them safe and healthy, which will also make Lady Yona's work easier. Younger ones are overjoyed and already playing. They have lots of energy to burn since they've not been able to go out. Leto, who was just cleaning the throne room, had to hide in a corner to get out of their way. There are a few who oppose at first, but Prince Sidon knew how beneficial it would be. I have much to learn from him. I'll try going this way. The first result on Google told me to go. Something like that. But yeah. Oh, jeez. That's yeah, so touch-up paint is definitely the much easier way there. Certainly the case. I'll probably do some touch-up paint on my truck for the hood. It's likely. Because of, you know, the paint all coming off there. Paint's coming off in other places too, but it's mostly the hood, so, you know, shortly after it's on the road, maybe I'll just paint the hood a different color. And then one day do a full proper repainting when I have the time and can afford it and can be bothered. Stuff like that. I don't think I do black stripes, but, you know, there's the one stripe down the center of just, like, the body, and then, like, the two hood flaps on either side, so I'd love to do the body one color while the hood flaps are a different color. So that it's basically like there's the one singular stripe of the body going through past the hood flaps and stuff. Probably do like the hood flaps black or something like that. Maybe silver. Not sure. Something that would look cool. This truck show that we're going to next month. If only it were closer. If only my truck were illegal at this point. It might be illegal to drive by then. Here's hoping. But still, if only it were closer. A bit far. Like an hour and a half drive to get out there from the city. I'm not taking my truck that far. Oh, this is just a tree. I thought it was the king at first. Something there. Gotta head to bed. As always, one where you live, so good night. Okie doke. Appreciate you stopping by, Arduous Horde. Hope you have an awesome rest of the night there. Yeah, I think you could do 2 black stripes the same width as the hood flaps all the way down across the truck. I'm not quite sure I understand. But my current plan is just paint the hood flaps a different color than the body. And we good. Learnings of the Zora, Anecdote 1, the solid water, and the fluid spear is told by Prince Sidon. Zora are not associated with water because of our dwelling place alone. We each also, to varying extents, possess the ability to actually manipulate water. We use this gift for many purposes. We use it to swim faster, to achieve mighty leaps from the waves below, to gather fish, and so much more. For me, the true awakening of this ability that many of my childhood chums already possessed came to me quite suddenly. One day, as I was training at Veiled Falls, the rain slackened my grasp, causing me to drop my spear. I reached to grab it, but it was already too far. Soon it would fall to the bottom of the cliff, never to be seen again. I knew that I must take hold of it. At that moment, droplets created a stream extending from my outstretched hand. The water stream twisted and turned until it finally took hold of my falling spear and deftly returned it to my grasp. At that moment, the water was solid and my spear fluid. The sensation forever changed my approach to spear play. I was reminded of how my sister, Mifa, described it, and everything clicked. Water and spear became as one. Gaining yet another layer of admiration for my dear sister, I devoted myself to my spear training from then on. Well, but yeah, all sorts of possibilities and stuff. Yeah, there's red is the original, green is what it is right now. I mean, as long as I do the hood in the near-ish kind of future, like the green that's on there looks relatively fine. It's not like it's coming apart too much. So just paint the hood a different color and then leave it like that for now. For some time, like, it'll be fine like that for a little while. Like, I will fully repaint it one day, but in the meantime, probably looks pretty fine as is, you know? Wish that the previous owner wasn't as sloppy with the, with the hand painting. Apparently, the previous owner used to repaint it red and then green and then red and then green back and forth every 5 years. Just a little paint drippies and stuff like that that hardened on. Zelda Dorphan. So, young ones are pretending to be King Dorphan for fun. But you know, whenever I bring them some fish, boom, they stop what they were doing, just like that. I'd really like to know what they're up to. King Dorphan! That's right, they're playing as though they're our beloved king. All I heard was something about the sludge and you monsters. Seemed like a strange game, to be honest. Just grateful they can play like that in the throne room. Means I don't have to worry about them. It sounds like everyone is guiding me towards the throne room. Not telling me where the heck the king is. You know, sometimes I kind of like when games are just like, we're not going to give you an objective marker, figure it out. But something like this, where there is only one solution, King Dorphan exists somewhere, figure it out, find him, and the game makes it really unclear where he is. It's like, man, why? Because he was definitely not on the way here like that one site said. Everyone keeps telling me to go through to the throne room. Go in there, screw it. But yeah, painted it like himself with a brush. Yep. Just like 8 layers of paint. I'm honestly not entirely certain. I don't know if he, like, took off the layers at points. I would need to ask my grandpa for some more details. He might not even know the details. It's not like he knew a whole lot about the previous owner, just like, you know, the bare basics. But apparently one of the things was that he used to regularly repaint it. You know. I mean, the last time that it would have been repainted would have been, like, 40 years ago at least, because it was sitting in a shed for about 20 years, and then my grandpa bought it, gave it a little bit of attention, and then sold it to us, and then it sat with us untouched for about 20 years. So the last time that it would have been repainted would have been, you know, at least around / over 40 years ago, you know, so quite a while. King's in trouble. King Dorphan super punch and super kick. Yeah, I'm so big and strong. Waha! Oh no, I got beat. The sludge is so yucky. You got me, you big dumb monster. No other choice. I'll have to hide in the secret spot. That spot is... What's up, guy? We're full up on folks who are allowed to play our King Dorphan game. Can't keep playing with you here, so take the hint and scram. They tell me where the king is. The paint sander you can get. It goes with a grain of salt, never paints a vehicle. It takes paint off layer by layer, so you can do that spot on a truck and start counting layers like rings of a tree. I think my dad might have started doing that once and then gave up. On the, if you're looking at it from the front, like if you're looking at the front of the truck here, the left side, or if you're in the cab of the truck, what's on the right side, the big white spot there that, you know, is maybe visible in some photos I've shared, or maybe it's not if I just shared it with the good angles, I don't know. But the big white spot that's there, I'm fairly certain was my dad trying to remove the paint. And it's not like there was just metal underneath, there was white, you know? So, and I think he gave up and was like, I'll do this whole thing another time. But now there's just like that big white blemish, and that's one of the main reasons why I want to repaint the hood. Is because of that, you know? So, yeah. There's that. But yeah, that big white spot, I'm fairly certain that's what that is. Makes me wonder, maybe it was white at one time. Something. How do I eavesdrop? Yeah, it could well be. Maybe. I wouldn't know there. So you can play too much about it though. Layers upon layers of paint probably help prevent rust. Oh yeah. When I was first starting this project and I was looking up restoration stuff, pretty much every website I saw said, like, the first step is just finding a vehicle that's in decent shape. If you found that, then you've already won half the battle. And, you know, people that have worked on stuff like that, like the inspector that came and appraised it and stuff, everyone in that kind of field has always told me, like, man, that's, you know, really lucky to have a truck in this shape that you're trying to restore, because there's not as many vehicles in this restorable of a state of that age anymore. You know, most things of that age are, you know, either gonzo scrap metal, already restored, or just like rust buckets forgotten in some field somewhere or something, you know. Not a whole lot out there that are in a very restorable state. Am I eavesdropping now? Secret spot where King Dorphan's hiding, it's... What's up, guy? What? 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 Dorphan's secret spot. But yeah, I'd like to paint over that white, because right now it's definitely the biggest visual blemish that it has. Just sneak here. Listen, I did it, but the sludge is too thick and gross. I've failed. Okay, King Dorfan, I'm pretty pleased. Oh, what if you went to that one place to hide? Come on, do it right. Wait, do it right? That didn't sound like him at all. Trying, but I can't play Muzu and the monster all by myself. Where is Muzu anyway? Yeah, I've been wondering forever. Secret spot where King Dorfan is hiding. What kind of place is it? I know, right? I asked King Dorfan about it once. He said it was a pristine sanctuary or something. Sanctum. So I guess it's a spot with clear water, somewhere you can get your tummy clean and stuff. These days, most of the water around the domain is all yucky because of the sludge. Oh, I've heard there's clean water flowing somewhere between Plymouth Mountain and the domain. Oh, like that one site was saying. Maybe I needed to do this first, and then that triggers him to spawn. It's supposed to be a secret entrance behind the waterfall too. Oh, how cool is that? Secret entrance behind a waterfall with clean water. So a basic trademark video game thingamabob. Oh, that sounds pretty amazing. Yep. Hey, wait a minute. Wizard told us we could never ever tell anyone. It's fine, no one's listening. Anyway, let's go through our game again, this time with feeling. Can't we play something else? Yeah. Surprise, assholes! Oh, they're just gonna keep talking about it anyway. So behind a waterfall there. Oh no, you didn't hear any of that, did you? We're supposed to let anyone find out. Yeah, if your car project was in decent cosmetic shape when you got it. Some rust around the fenders, but that's normal. Then I got home and took apart the interior and peeled back the carpet. Oh my god. Still working on welding new metal into that thing. Oh jeez. Yeah, I'm very grateful to not have to deal with stuff like that. There isn't even a whole lot of rust on the thing. There are like some little patches where all the paint is off and there's rust underneath, but not a whole lot. It is very nice. So behind a waterfall? Not this one. Behind some other waterfall? But yeah, fixing up a vehicle. Like, my goodness, it's a whole lot of work. And I've learned so much from this truck project of mine over the past year when I knew, like, nothing about vehicles before. I kind of look forward to going to this truck show next month because, you know, it's not, like I mentioned before, it's not exactly like an antique truck thing. There will probably be some old ones, but, you know, it's mainly just a truck thing in general. So getting a whole gathering of people there that just, you know, want to talk about their trucks and stuff, it'd be interesting to learn about, like, some of the modern ones, you know? Because now, I'm used to knowing and understanding how technology from the late 40s, early 50s works. I don't know how the heck a modern vehicle works, you know? Beats me. So it might be interesting to see some of the differences compared to what I'm used to working with. Ah, it's this one. Just because I'm familiar with pretty old-fashioned technology now. Pristine Sanctum. The funny thing is that classic, 124 Spider isn't that rusty except in the center of the car where the original convertible top leaked. Huh. So it still had the cloth top, but it was leaking there. That's not great. Very good thing that we kept our truck under, like, good cover and stuff like that in this little tent garage in the back as opposed to, you know, just outside exposed to the elements. It would definitely be a rust bucket by now if that were the case for the past 20-ish years. Heck. Knock, knock. Open up! Heck. Is this a... Oh, this is a little waterfall within here that I can go up. It's not the outside one, right? Yeah. Oh. Here he is. Huh. Oh, yeah, that would definitely cause some damage there. Oh, there's Muzu. Yeah. Who approaches? Is that you? So it is. Link. How did you find this place? What cruel ploy are you plotting? Hold my ever-loyal Muzu. You speak in such a way without explanation. Link here will only be confused as to what is going on. Dorfan, King of the Zora. There he is. Hello, Link. It's been some time since we last spoke. I had received word that you went missing along with Princess Zelda. Why have you come here? Well, to think that such a thing should transpire for the hero of Hyrule and Princess Zelda. Huh? You expect us to believe that Princess Zelda simply disappeared just like that? Do not sully our ears with your lies. I saw Princess Zelda with my own eyes right after the phenomenon at Hyrule Castle took place. Calm yourself, Muzu. Link's eyes betray no hint of deception. He remains a trusted friend of the Zora. There must be an explanation. Link, I will now tell you what happened when we last saw Princess Zelda, as well as the reason behind my seclusion here in the pristine Sanctum. We encountered Princess Zelda just after Hyrule Castle ascended into the sky. Floating islands appeared as if from nowhere. Sludge and fragments of ruins began raining down. Uzu and I had left the domain to investigate these strange occurrences. That is when it happened. Princess Zelda descended from the sky accompanied by a sludge monster. Wonder what the water boss could be then. Like, if it's gonna be if all these bosses are based off of past Zelda bosses related to sludge in some way? What happened next took us by surprise. She then unleashed the beast upon us. Dorephan valiantly vanquished the threat. However, he was gravely injured by the sludge during the battle. As for Princess Zelda, she vanished without a trace. If word got out that Princess Zelda lost her mind and harmed the Zora King, the resulting turmoil would be devastating. That's why we are temporarily remaining hidden within the pristine Sanctum. According to your story, Princess Zelda disappeared suddenly in the depths beneath Hyrule Castle. On the other hand, she suddenly appeared near Zora's domain and unleashed a monster upon us. The waters of truth have become murkier still. From the Zora perspective, one thing is clear. It all leads back to the sky. This disaster, Sludge, the monster, and even Princess Zelda. It may well be that the answer to these riddles can only be found skyward. Sidon ordered Giotto, a historian well acquainted with ruins, to investigate. Wonder if any progress has been made. So you have already spoken with Giotto. You say that the mark of the king was mentioned on the stone slate that was restored. Indeed, I do know of it. The mark of the king refers to a Zora King's scale, one of my scales in other words. I have heard it called by the name you mentioned in an ancient ritual. However, none remain who know how it was used. This particular scale of mine may prove useful to you. By all means, take a few. There's no need for restraint. This is as nothing to me. If you run out, simply return and acquire more. King's scale. Zora Kings bear this scale on their foreheads. It sparkles in different ways depending on the angle from which it's viewed. They were once used in ancient Zora ceremonies. After all that has transpired, and after much reflection, I have come to a realization. I must truly be getting on in years to have allowed a mere monster to catch me off guard. Perhaps the time is nearing for me to pass the title of king on to Sidon. What do you bet his scales don't work and it's Sidon's that actually do it? King Dorephan. In any case, that is a matter for another day, after the chaos surrounding the sludge has quieted. Please inform Sidon about my situation and about the King's Scale. Tell him there's no need to worry about me. Tell him that he must go forth and do what he's done. Alright. Well, I guess we'll go get Sidon now. Hey, I don't know what happened to that car. You wanna know? Somebody tried to modify the engine and failed, causing it to lose all compression, not run. They just abandoned it. It only has 50,000 miles on it. Project car has less miles than your daily driver. I think my truck is a little bit under 50,000 miles itself. So around, but it's close. It's like 47k or something like that. I don't quite remember. It would have been in great shape if they hadn't failed to pimp it, dumped it somewhere, and let rain leak in to rust it out. Yeah. It's probably the case for a lot of, vehicles that have been around a while. Dorephan, King of the Zora, the ruler of Zora's domain for the last several centuries. While assisting Hyrule during the calamity 100 years ago, he lost his daughter, the champion Mipha. He overcame his sorrow to help Link defeat the calamity. He was recently injured when a figure resembling Zelda set a monster upon him. He is spending time away from the domain to recuperate. Well, I guess we'll go up this way. I'm really glad that I haven't had to deal with too much stuff like that with my truck. You know, it is possible that a lot of the stuff could have just been sorted out around 20-ish years ago when my grandpa first started working on it, maybe. And there was really wacky stuff with it back then. Because, it was untouched in a shed for apparently about 20 years before he got it, so who knows? I know that he got a lot of work on it done, like getting the engine going after it was seized,